And then once you consent, it's recording just me, my voice. We can move together through this practice. So grabbing those props, if you don't already have them handy, and then finding a seat up on your bolster. We're gonna take an easy seat. And maybe that is Sukhasana or easy pose in yoga, which is legs crossed or one leg in front of the other, the knees falling open towards the sides. We find height and length here as we inhale, creating space between each vertebra, drawing that breath up through the pelvis, through the length of the spine, out the top of the head. On your next exhale, relax the shoulders down towards the earth, creating space between the shoulders and the ears here. Rest your hands on top of your thighs or knees. Let the arms hang loose. And then from wherever you are, we'll start to diffuse the gaze or close your eyes if that feels safe. And invite your awareness inward, in towards the body. Start to notice and take stock of how the body feels in this moment. Is there a tightness in the belly, in the shoulders or the neck? Does it ache anywhere? Does it feel tight? Can you explore, looking for sensation throughout the body? Now take a moment and explore with your mind's eye for any areas of your physical body that feel good today. Maybe your face is relaxed, your tongue floats in your mouth, and you notice your lips feel good today. Maybe your shoulders feel relaxed and your heart center is open. Maybe your belly feels soft as you invite the breath down into it, bringing ease and relaxation. We start to notice anywhere we find enjoyable sensation in the body. Can we start to invite it in? From here, you might actively begin to deepen your breath on your next inhale, filling the belly, then the lungs. Exhale, release that breath nice and slow, all the way before once more inhaling deeply into the body, filling yourself up all the way, and then exhaling slow and gentle. Taking these nice, slow breaths at your own pace. Deeply in and then deeply out. Notice the belly expand and stretch as you inhale. Notice the heart center rise. As you exhale, take note of what softens and melts. Shoulders once more relaxing down towards the earth. Taking time to ground ourselves by consciously inviting our awareness down into our physical body and bringing ease to our conscious breath. The ability to do this is a powerful one that can calm your nervous system in even the most tumultuous time. This place of stillness, this place of ease, is a place of healing and change. From here, release your left arm down by your side. We're going to start to let it hang heavy. Maybe you give a little wiggle. Let the shoulder start to sink down towards the earth. And then I'm going to gently lean over towards the left, just letting that shoulder dip down towards the earth. I can feel the left side of my body shorten. And then I'm going to slowly lean my head over my ear towards that left shoulder. Noticing how far over I can lean it. Maybe all the way until the weight of your head hangs heavy here. You feel this stretch on the left backside of the neck. Relaxing through the jaw, the tongue. Let your cheeks hang heavy down towards the floor. Beautiful. On an inhale, we're slowly gonna rise up. Let it be so slow. Feel your head slowly stack above the shoulders, shoulders above the hips. Find stillness here. Note any sensations in the body. Maybe there's an ache from that stretch. Maybe you feel a floating or a warmth. Maybe there's an ease to your breath that wasn't there before. And when you're ready, that right arm hangs down heavy. We're going to start to gently lean over to the right, feeling the right side body start to shorten as that right shoulder sinks down towards the earth. Picking a spot where you feel stable in your core here, letting that right arm hang loose. We're going to let the head start to shrink or sink over towards that right shoulder. Nice and slow. My goodness, how slow can you go as you feel the stretch along the left back of your neck? Increase that sensation, intensifying. Not so intense it brings pain or distraction, but enough of a sensation that makes us curious to explore, to relax and release any further through the left side of the neck. We're stimulating our vagal brake here. Our vagal brake is one of our vagus nerves that runs from the base of the skull around the side of the throat and branches out over the heart. When it's stimulated, it slows the heart rate, signifying or signaling to our nervous system that we are safe. When you're ready, we're going to start to rise up to neutral, so slow. Feel the weight of the head shift as it stacks over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. You might bring those palms back on top of the thighs and find that easy breath once more. These exercises deeply grounding us into our body, bringing ease before we find these still places in our physical forms. To further down-regulate our body, we're going to find a forward fold. So when you are ready, we're going to extend our legs out wide in a wide-legged forward fold. And you might shimmy towards the edge of your bolster. That's going to tilt your pelvic bowl so that we align the low vertebra, bring a little ease to this posture and to our forward fold. We're going to make our legs wide enough to invite our belly in towards the inside of our thighs. And then we're going to find some length as we inhale, drawing energy up from the pelvis through the spine, out the top of the head. As we exhale, shoulders melt from the ears. Let's do it again. Inhale, that length. Exhale, release the arms, the shoulders. Once more, we inhale that length. As you exhale, you're going to send your heart center down towards the earth. So we're folding forward. The neck is remaining in alignment with the spine, and you might walk your hands down in front of you. That can feel good. We're just going to continue to let the heart center sink and melt. And it can feel really nice here to press through the heels, tuck the toes towards the heart center. This engages the top of the legs, stretches the hamstrings as we find this fold. So sinking into it over time, let the belly hang low, down towards the earth, tuck it into the thighs as you come down. Maybe you found your sweet spot and you want to hang out there. Do it. Maybe you're inviting this stretch through the low back, into the hips, down through the legs, and just following your heart center as it grows heavier and heavier. Knowing that you know what your body needs, that your body knows what your body needs better than I ever could. So trust yourself. Find your shape either in stillness or in this gentle movement, sinking the heart center down. And be proud of what you've chosen, knowing that you've done it for you, to honor your body, to make you more inclined to come back to this place and explore again and again. Because we're doing it with compassion and care for our physical bodies. When you're ready, we're going to walk our hands over to the right. And you might go as far as allowing that heart center to align atop this right thigh for a moment, letting it sink down as it will. And we'll walk our hands all the way over to the other leg. Let it be slow. Allowing that heart center to sink down once you find yourself as far to the left as you want to be. Heart center grows heavy here. We'll walk our hands back to center. Again, slowness is key. And then from here, planting the hands down, we're going to release our forehead down towards the earth, letting go of any effort in the neck, finding this C shape in the spine here. Ooh, letting the back of the neck really grow long. Feeling that length as you relax into it. Beautiful. We're going to rise up nice and slow. Walk hands towards the body. Slowly lifting the gaze up to neutral. Wonderful. From here, keeping this ease and gentleness in the body, we're going to find our first restorative posture. And I've chosen restorative shavasana. This posture, a lot of people think is the easiest posture in yoga, corpse pose, when in reality, it's the most difficult because it asks the least from your physical body. It asks the least from your effort, which means it asks the most from your mind. So finding a supported final shavasana can look like a lot of things. We're going to make our way onto our back. If you have a large chest, this can be a great time to take a yoga strap or a scarf, wrap it around the upper back, and tie it in front of one armpit or the other to sort of gently hold your chest down on top of the rib cage so it doesn't come up into the face as you lay on your back. So know that's an option. And then as you find your way onto your back, keep your bolster nearby, keep your blankets nearby. We'll start out by finding a bend in the knees, planting the pads of our feet, and relaxing the length of our spine down into the earth. We have changed our orientation here, so check in with your body. Do you want to tuck your shoulder blades in any, opening up through the heart? Do you want to walk the pads of the feet any closer to your glutes to find ease as you rest your feet on your mat? Relaxing the low back, relaxing the belly here. Really feel the length of your spine pressed down into the earth. What a beautiful calming sensation. This alone, when you're stressed, is an impactful practice. Laying your spine against Mother Earth. From here, we'll grab our bolster and place it up underneath our knees. Nice and slow. Let it be lazy. We're not rushing for anybody tonight. We're gonna lay that pillow or that bolster up underneath our knees. Ooh, and then relax our legs out long. We're gonna plant our heels and let our toes fall out towards the side. For the back of our head, grab your blanket or your bath towel. Make yourself a pillow. And it's a low pillow. We don't want to crunch our chin up towards our chest. We want to find a fairly neutral spine, but bring some real ease into it. And then now that we've taken care of the legs, the head, and the neck, let's take care of our arms. So you might rest your palms on your belly. Sometimes I literally like to stick my fingertips in my yoga pants and rest my hands down by my sides so that it can be effortless, right? The backs of your arms fully pressed down into the earth, your forearms resting with ease, the palms of your hands against your belly or side, knowing that if you release the hands entirely, they don't slide off the belly. Maybe this doesn't feel good and you'd like to rest your palms down on the earth. You decide how you spend this final Shavasana, this corpse pose. And once you've scanned the body for any lumpy clothes or jewelry that might be distracting, once you've set aside anything outside yourself that might pull you away from rest, we'll begin to relax our body down onto the supports beneath it. So first, notice the bolster beneath the knees and see if you can't soften your knees upon that bolster, relaxing through the calves, the thighs, letting the legs and feet melt completely. We relax even down to the toes. On your next inhale, you might send it into the belly, feeling it rise and expand. As you exhale, let the belly melt along with the hips and low back. We let it all go. See if you can't bring ease to the heart center by releasing through the shoulders, feeling those shoulder blades really nestled down into the earth, along with your upper arms, relaxing and releasing through the lower arms, the palms of your hands and your fingers, letting your awareness travel up into your jaw. Let it relax. The tongue floating in the mouth. Relaxing the lips on your face. Unfurrowing your brow. Letting the forehead soften. And the scalp relax. Can you imagine what it would feel like to relax the hairs on your scalp? How melty, how released would your face, neck, and head need to be to feel the hairs on your head relax? And as you lie here in stillness, you might allow your mind's awareness to remain with your natural breath, noticing the nuance and the details of every inhale and exhale. In stillness, we explore the breath in an effort to keep the mind still and focused. Allowing your mind's eye to be consumed by the sensations of your breath brings ease to your mental capacities, decreases anxiety and depression, helps increase our mind-body connection, our self-trust, our self-knowing. Just sitting here in stillness and release, feeling our breath in our bodies. Each time the mind wanders, each time we start to ruminate on the past or imagine the future, we invite ourselves back into the mind calming activity of exploring the sensation of our breath. Begin to deepen the breath in your body. Invite an exaggerated inhale into the belly. Release your exhale, letting every drop of air escape the lungs before once more inhaling, filling the body, feeling it stretch as it expands and rises, and then release and melt as you exhale. Noticing the amount of movement that we can bring into the body with the breath alone, letting it awaken us back into this moment. We'll begin to invite some movement down into the fingers and the toes, but let it be slow and juicy. When we rush these transitions, when we rush these awakenings, we can sometimes startle our nervous system back into a dysregulated state. And so in order to keep our nervous system regulated, to teach our amygdala, our fear processor, that we're safe, we let our movements be slow, inviting that awakening now up into the arms and the legs, shifting, stretching, flexing, like you're yawning and waking up in the morning after the most restful sleep of your life. Beautiful. We'll take a bend in the knees. We'll plant the pads of our feet when we're ready on top of that pillow or that bolster. Beautiful. Taking a moment here, lengthening through the low back. We'll press the pads of our feet down into the earth, into that bolster. Feel the tailbone gently curl up towards the belly button. We're not lifting our hips up off the earth. We're just feeling this gentle curl in the pelvis. And then release that effort completely. Beautiful. Once more, pressing down through the pads of the feet, feeling that tailbone curl up towards the belly button, finding all this length we're making in the low back. Holding this as we breathe into the belly. On your next exhale, release all effort. From here, we're going to roll onto our left or right side body in a fetal posture. Bending the knees or keeping those knees bent. You might rest your head on your upper arm for a moment and just hang out here, releasing the full weight of your body down. Feeling your side body pressed gently down into the earth here. This calming sensation of your side body cradled by the earth beneath you. And then we're going to slowly start to press ourselves up into a seat. How slow can you go? Once you're upright, you might keep your gaze softened or your eyes closed and just notice what you feel in the body. Do you feel calm and relaxed? Maybe you feel a floating sensation or a warmth. Maybe you feel achy or nothing at all. There is no wrong answer. There's no wrong way to be present with self. All right, from here, we'll blink our eyes open. We're gonna grab our bolster and both of our blankets. For me, it's a blanket and a bath towel. I'm gonna lay my bolster or my bed pillow along the midline of my mat. We're gonna do a side laying posture. I'm gonna take one blanket and roll it up nice and firm to place underneath my head. And we're not here to rush. I'm even having to remind myself of that in this moment. I'm going to place this nice rolled up blanket where I imagine my head might be. My second blanket, I'm going to keep folded in just a short stack like this, close to my body. I might need it later. From this easy seat, I'm going to place my right hip up against this bolster. So this is my right hip. From here, I'm going to inhale, sweep my arms out wide, pressing through my fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling, letting the gaze follow. Feel this length along the sides of your body here. We're stretching long. And then on an exhale of your choice, bring the palms together down towards your heart center, nice and slow. Let's move with the breath. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, really pressing up through the fingertips. Exhale, palms towards the heart center. Once more, inhale, finding all this length. Exhale, palms towards the heart center. Keeping this sensation of finding that length in the side body, we're going to find that length in the right side of the body, the side that our hip is pressed up against this bolster. Finding this length in the side body, I'm going to drape it over my bolster. I'm going to bend my knees, and you might keep your knees tucked up towards your belly. If you want to make space for your belly, you might extend the knees away from the chest or belly just a little bit. So I'm tucking this bolster up along my side body and I'm laying my side body along the length of it. My bottom arm extends out in front of me, palm up. I'm going to lay my head down on this blanket or this pillow. And the first thing I'm going to ask myself is, what do I need here? Maybe you want a second blanket or pillow up underneath your head. Go for it. Do it. It can feel really good to have your neck in alignment with your spine here, but it's not required. We'll start by placing this top arm along the length of our body here. And just relaxing over top this bolster. From here, we're going to start to stretch long through the side body. So I'm going to press down to the fingertips of this top arm, right? Pressing my arm long. I'm going to start to lift it up overhead, nice and slow. I'm going to turn so that my palm, as I reach up, is facing in front of me, right? My palm is facing in the same direction as my face. And then I'm going to continue sweeping my arm up overhead, nice and slow, until you're resting it atop your face. And then I like to take a bend in that elbow and just rest the back of my arm down. Really feeling this length in this left side body, the portion of our body that's facing the ceiling. You might press out through that elbow or even out through those fingertips to just exaggerate that length in this moment before once more relaxing that arm back down. And this might be enough. This might be exactly what the body is looking for here. If so, you're going to start to explore for any wrinkled clothing, jewelry, any sensations that might take you away from self as you settle into stillness. If you're looking for even more sensation along this lengthened side of the body, you might identify this top leg and just stretch it down and away from you in the opposite direction of your arm. So we're stretching the leg out long. I'm pressing through the heel, flexing the toes towards my body, lengthening through my side body here. And then I'm slowly, after letting the arm rest, gonna let that leg lower down, just like we did the arm. Nice and slow until you're resting atop your foot or calf here. And then relax that left foot, that left ankle. So this is another way to experience this. Our second blanket is here in case we want to put it between our thighs, which can just bring a little more ease and support to this length here, decrease some of the sensation we might be feeling in the low back or the outside of this hip. And so here we have it, your side lying posture. We begin to check in with the body, knowing that we tend to clench and tense when we're using props. So you might check in with the bolster underneath you and see if you can't soften the belly, the rib cage just a little more. Really inviting that length, the left side of the body, as we rest and release to the right side of the body, letting the bolsters support us completely. As your head rests atop a blanket or pillow, can you bring ease once more to the jaw, the lips? Can you let your tongue relax? let go of the need to be doing. Knowing our rest here is a radical act of resistance against a society that ties our worthiness to our performance. We release ourselves from that lie and we find our power in rest. We find our self-knowing. We find joy and ease and presence through this repeated practice of rest. Once more, check in with your body. Notice anywhere tension has snuck up. Can you release through the glutes and the thighs? Maybe releasing any effort in that right outer hip as it presses down into the earth. If the body shifts and slides a little bit, let it be messy. As long as it feels good to your body, it doesn't need to be anything else. Knowing you can remain here for as long as you like. But when you're ready, start to deepen your breath once more. Letting the breath awaken the body, sending that movement as you feel led down into the fingers and the toes. Exploring the sensation that arises as you stretch and flex the fingers and the toes. And then finding that movement in the wrists and the ankles. From our place here on our side body, you might straighten both legs long for just a moment here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we'll roll back onto our back body here for just a moment, nice and slow, knowing that it's going to open up our heart center and our chest. We'll take that nice and slow. You might find a bend in the knees here, honoring that low back. Letting the heart center relax open. And then when you are ready, we're just going to roll over to the other side, finding ourselves on our left side body. In order to face you, I am going to flip though. So taking your time, exploring this posture on the opposite side of the body. Letting the left side body drape over top that bolster. Straightening that left arm out in front of you, palm side up. We rest our head on that blanket or bolster. Finding a bend in the knees that feels good, walking those knees up towards the chest or away from the chest as we feel led. Exploring what feels good in your form as you rest that right arm, that top arm down by your side. Begin to relax that left side body down into the earth. Releasing any effort in the belly and the hips and the ribs
Let them relax. And then on an inhale of your choice, you're going to press those fingertips away from the body, down towards the feet, and then slowly lift that hand up towards the ceiling. When our fingertips are pressed skyward, you'll turn your palm in the same direction as your gaze, and then leading with your thumb, continue to slowly swing that arm up overhead, pressing out through the fingertips as you do, really finding that length, and then resting that upper arm along the face, bending through the elbow, resting the hand. And then really feel length along the right side body. You might press out through the fingertips here and then lengthen through that top leg, pressing through the heel, finding that length, letting the arms soften back down, supported by the earth, keeping that leg stretched out, pressing through the heel, slowly start to lower it down. Knowing this is optional, that you can take this restorative side bend with that top knee bend. And then do you want to stick a blanket between your thighs? Do you want to try it without? Maybe you want 2 blankets between your thighs. Our goal here isn't flexibility or achieving some certain shape. Our goal here is to find physical effortlessness and to see if we can't release our body, our muscles, our connective tissue completely in this posture, becoming physically effortless. Knowing that as we find this physical stillness and effortlessness, that the mind starts to wander. It starts to ruminate on the past or make plans for the future. It starts to make judgments here in stillness because it's just doing what we've trained it to do. But it's in this place that we work to undo that habit. We train the mind towards stillness and ease by inviting awareness into our physical body. Each time that the mind starts to wander, bring it back into the sensations of the body. Feel this right side body lengthen each inhale. Feel the body release and relax of all effort on each exhale. Exploring the sensation of your breath in this stillness. You're ready, begin to deepen your breath and your body. You know the way of gentle awakening. You might begin to explore it on your own. How does it feel good to you? Gently bringing movement to the body at a pace that honors your practice in this moment. You might eventually sweep that upper arm back up overhead, laying it down across the body once more, bringing ease to that shoulder. Maybe you do a few shoulder circles here. Beautiful, beautiful. You might stretch long once more through the arm and the leg, and then bring them in and relax them. From wherever you are, we're going to slowly start to roll over onto our bellies. And there's a bolster beneath our belly. So what you're going to do is you're going to invite it up towards the heart center as you roll towards your belly. So just slowly shifting the bolster up as we rotate onto the belly here. We'll take a moment to gently open through the heart center, relaxing the tops of our feet down on the earth. Separate your legs a bit. You might give your hips a rock to the left and the right, letting the legs naturally separate until the tops of your feet feel more comfortable resting down on the earth. From here, we'll plant the forearms and the palms down on the earth. And then on an inhale, we're going to lift our gaze up towards the ceiling, and we're going to plant the palms down as we gently pull our heart center forward. So I'm planting through the hands, using that pressure to pull my heart forward as my gaze rises. Dropping the belly and the pelvis low, really just resting my body on this bolster. And then release the gaze, drop down, let the head hang heavy, lengthen of the neck. You might feel this down into your hands, your tailbone. On an inhale of your choice, slowly lift the gaze up. Draw the heart center forward and press down through the palm. Exhale, lower all the way down, nice and slow. Lengthening through the back of the neck. We'll stay down here for a few breaths. Finding that length, releasing all through the spine. From here, we'll take a gentle hip opening by bending that left knee up towards the body, letting the inside of the thigh melt down. And then I'm going to take my bent knee at a 90-degree angle, resting the inside of my foot down towards the earth. And then release through that right hip. Let it settle on down. Let it relax. See if you can't let go of any effort. Again, letting the foot, the legs slide, letting it be messy. Relaxing and releasing here. We'll take 3 or so more breaths, letting that right hip gently open. Resting our heart down on this bolster, fully supported. And then we'll bring that right leg back in, resting the top of that foot down. We're going to bend the left knee, draw it up towards that armpit, resting that inner thigh down on the earth, the mattress, wherever you are, inside of your foot. Letting each exhale melt any effort through the pelvis, the legs, the low back. Relaxing and releasing, even all the way up into the face, jaw, the nose. Some of our best work is done in stillness and release. Beautiful. Lengthen that left leg back out. We're going to press into a child's pose. So drawing the hands towards the body. We're going to press up. We're going to bend through the knees. And I'm going to keep my knees really wide on my mat, bringing my big toes together. I'm going to sit my hips back towards my heels, grab my bolster, grab a blanket, create some height underneath my torso. And then slowly start to sink the heart center down on that bolster, resting the head. And here is a version of restorative child's pose. And maybe this is how you want to end practice. Maybe this feels great for your hips, your low belly, your back. If so, hang out here. If you're feeling like this is not for you for the next 5 or so minutes, if this is just you, all right, beautiful. Well done listening to the body. So often I have these with child's pose of not excited. If that's you, walk the hands towards the body, eyes up. We're going to take a gentle, gentle back bend for our last posture. So either remaining in child's pose or taking this gentle back bend. We're going to lay the bolster across our mat about where our shoulder blades will be. Laying down our shoulder blades across this bolster. We want to scoot back enough on the bolster that we can rest our upper arms down on the earth, and then grab a blanket for beneath the head. Teeing the arms out wide here. You might keep the knees bent, heel-toeing the feet out wide, letting them fall towards one another, which can allow us to become fairly effortless in this posture. This honors the low back, which so many of us need. If we're feeling loose in the low back, you might play with extending the legs long. Now this increases the arch in the low back and compresses the vertebra of the low back. So be mindful of that. But from wherever you are, either releasing the heart down into child's pose or releasing the heart down in this gentle back bend. We're going to take this opportunity to let it all go. To let go of any beliefs that we hold about rest and our worthiness of it. To release ourselves, lie that our worthiness is somehow tied to our productivity, that if we stop in stillness, we'll fall behind. We release ourselves in this posture from the hustle and the grind. Knowing that it's in this place of stillness that we draw closer to our own wisdom, to our own power, to our deep knowing and intuition. Knowing we live in a world that wants to keep us from those things, every system designed to keep us exhausted, hustling, running. And so in this place, we release ourselves from that. We settle into this place that can sometimes, so often, feel scary, of stillness. You are powerful here. When you're ready, begin to deepen your breath, filling the belly, noticing the sensation that arises as you do. Where does the body expand and stretch? As you exhale, what relaxes and releases? From wherever you are, inviting movement back into the fingers and the toes, letting it trickle up into the arms and the legs. And if you are in restorative child's pose, you might press up when you're ready into your hands. Remove the bolster from beneath you and walk your belly out, resting it down onto the earth, laying down on your belly. If you're laying here on your back, heart open towards the sky, you might lift your arms up overhead, pressing through your fingertips, and then slowly wrap your arms around your shoulders. You might give yourself a big hug here. You might start to gently shift the shoulders to the left and the right. Letting it be gentle, letting it be slow. We can then bend the knees if we haven't already, roll over onto our side body. And then we'll end our practice all in the same space, rolling onto the belly. No props required. Unless you want to rest your head on a pillow or a bolster. We'll lift our arms either up above our head, planting the palms, or down by our sides if that feels good. Letting the body release and relax here. Feeling the full length of the front side of your body press down into the earth. Letting your neck relax in this gentle twist. From here, we'll gently lift our head up. We'll turn our gaze all the way over to the other side and then rest the cheek down on that blanket or pillow. Feel this gentle twist in the opposite direction. Releasing the effort in the neck and the shoulders, letting them melt. When you're ready, we'll sweep our arms up overhead if they're not already. We're going to roll over onto our left or right side body, finding a bend in the knees, supporting our head on the pillow or on our arm. Taking a moment on our side body to feel the full weight of us pressed down through our side body. We'll take this time in this place to soak in our practice, to let those parts that we want to take with us settle deep down into our hearts, our bodies, and our minds. The power that we find in rest, the ease that we bring to our bodies when we draw our awareness down into them, filling the belly and the lungs with oxygen, becoming witness to sensation. What an incredible thing to be able to do. Knowing the more we practice, the more we meet ourselves in this place, the easier it becomes to find stillness and release. The more at home we feel in our bodies, in these postures, and in stillness, in mind and body. When you're ready, you might bring yourself up into an ease. Maybe legs crossed, maybe they're outstretched, maybe you're in bound angle, Baddha Konasana. Choose how you end this. Let your posture bring